Good evening, my subscribers. Wish there were more of you. It's always good to hear that my videos help others, because that's why I do this. I'm sure so I'm not doing it for the little pittance of money I get. Please support the channel if you can. It's about helping people embrace free will and, of course, learning about narcissism so you can avoid what I've been through or what, people I know have been through. Many of the women I've helped liberate from narcissistic relationships, mainly ENFJs from covert narcs, because ENFJs, you're the greatest people ever. You're also going to be the death of me, but you tend to attract covert narcs. Sadly, it's like a rite of passage for ENFJ women to date a covert narc who treats them like property, who people from the beginning are like, how'd he get her? She's too pretty for him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It even happens with celebrities. It's usually an ENTP man, like Emilia Clarke and Seth MacFarlane would be like a great example of sweetheart ENFJ, douchebag covert narc ENTP guy. So just to give you a famous example, because if I could give you some from my real life, would you be like, who are these people? Anyway, it's been a while since I shared some poetry, and I wrote one last night. I didn't know I did it until the morning. I was a bit inebriated, both on wine, which Italians consider food, by the way, and a little flying ointment, because I had to talk to my queen about something, and kind of whine a little bit. Lilith doesn't like that. Just a heads up to my sisters. Lilith expects you to be empowered and strong and hold your ground. I get away with being whiny a little bit because I'm a boy. I know. Lilith has so few sons, so she does tend to baby us a little bit because, Jewish moms and sons, right? But I wanted to share this because it is certainly Lilithan and certainly inspired by the Queen herself. Certainly relevant to a current situation I am in. A situation I do not know how to fix or even how to really approach. A situation with many layers. Layers I did not know existed until I was in this situation up to my neck. But what else is new? The truth rarely reveals itself all at once. We can't all be INFJs filled with integrity and, you want truth? Ask the question. Here's a little hint for those of you trying to get close to INFJs. You want a specific answer from us? Ask a specific question. You can't play that game with INFJs where you ask a vague question and, the INFJ is going to be like, I know what you're trying to get out of me. We do know, but we're not going to tell you unless you ask us that specific question, because we have to overthink and second guess ourselves and be like, should I make a move? Shouldn't I? What you trying to ask me? I'm not sure. And we assume the worst. It's like, can't be what I think it is, what I hope it is. But if you asked us a specific question, then we'd be like, why else would she be asking me this? Yeah, we're a walking paradox. Anyway, nice long introduction, because it's going to be a short video because, it's poetry. But I guess I should make a title for this. We'll call this poem The Embrace of the Son of Lilith. I know. Clearly, that's clearly me. Because there's so few sons of Lilith. There's sons of the daughters of Lilith, which is sons of female Lilithans. But to be a son of Lilith is a very rare thing. There are plenty of male witches who work with Lilith. It's different working with Lilith and having Lilith being your matron deity, being, the one that you shed blood for and you hold that pact with, that she's willing to accept. She's quite picky with men in that regard. She'll drain a lot of men of their vitality, let's say, but to embrace one as her son, well, truly is a rare honor. So, what do I call this again? The Embrace of the Son of Lilith? We're going to go with that. All right, the Embrace of the Son of Lilith. Mind you, I was drunk when I wrote this. Within the circle of my queen, you are free. Feel her power set you free. Embrace what you desire, what you are told could not be. Within my arms, you are healed. Unconditional love, what you have always deserved, you will now finally feel. Take my hand and make a stand. The pain of your past is washed away like sand. All you must do is break your chains, embrace free will, and you will have nothing but positive gains. So the meaning is quite clear. You can clearly see the Lilith influence of embracing free will and empowerment and breaking chains that you feel you cannot break, and that can take many forms, you know. Specifically in my own past, you could be breaking the chains of a bad habit. You could be breaking the chains of a dead-end job that you're told you cannot leave, that you could never expect anything better. Yeah, I'm talking about my days as an assistant golf course superintendent, where you work and work, oh, yeah, the name, the prestige, and they just keep moving the goalposts, and you have no life. And you work 7 days a week, and you hate it. But you're told it's the best you can hope for, and it's a good job. Why? What makes it good? What attributes I test? Or I ask. They cannot tell you that. It just is. Boomer logic. And of course, we're going to go there. The chains, more often than not, are a bad relationship. Usually with a narcissist. Usually it happens with the male's the narcissist. It can happen the other way. I mean, and I've been in one long ago where it's usually more borderline than a narcissist, where an empathic male is in a relationship with a borderline female who's, keeps you in that bad relationship, usually through histrionics and that kind of guilt. They take advantage of your empathy, they play the I'm broken and you saved me kind of card, especially if that male empath also has hero complex. Yeah. So, but more often than not, it's a female, usually in a relationship with a narcissistic male. Usually that male will view that female as a trophy, as property. She'll be out of his league in more ways than looks. But he knows that she struggles with confidence, how to break her down. He makes all the decisions, basically trains her to defer to him and to not make decisions. You can usually spot this by even when this female is away from the narcissistic partner, say at work or whatever, or when she's allowed among her friends, that she can't really make decisions at all, even if she could in the past. That's part of the narcissistic conditioning. That's the chains. Lilith is the breaker of chains. Lilith is the original breaker of chains. Lilith is the inspiration, well, the main inspiration for Daenerys Targaryen, breaker of chains. I did a whole video on that, and I'm definitely right. Martin all but admitted it. Emilia Clarke all but admitted it. Playing Daenerys, I was filled with this feminine energy that empowered me. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder who that is. Exploited INFJ, who suddenly becomes empowered and able to stand up for herself. Yeah, no doubt who that was. Thanks, Lilith. Because that girl didn't deserve what she went through. I know, I have a soft spot for her. But, this poem is obviously inspired by someone I long for, someone who is just out of reach, someone that I have chemistry with and undeniable sexual tension that people around us often comment about. What could be the problem? Well, there was actually two. I didn't know about the narcissist at first. And, it's sad something didn't happen prior to me knowing, but there was a borderline male who just wanted to take me down. I don't know why. Nobody knows why, but he just wanted to take me down. And I was in a situation where the ENFJ and I wanted the same thing to happen at the same time, even in the same place, and we came up with this idea independently of each other. And just when it was about to happen, this goes to my bad luck, I noticed something that if I had not noticed and made my move could have had major repercussions for both of us. Now, if it was just me, I would have did it anyway and, paid the price because, well, the price would have certainly been worth it. But, and not just in the carnal sense, in the emotional sense. But, she would have had to have paid a price, and I couldn't live with that, so I chose to protect her in this instance and say nothing about it, and then got a little awkward. She thought I was rejecting her, but the reality was I was protecting her. And well, she knows that truth now, but it's been a very recent revelation, and it's been a few months. So the narcissist who now knows of my existence, and I think what I am, not like in a her and I sense, in a like, in a INFJ Lilithian male sense. So he's probably working double time to keep his hold. And of course time fades, and why is it taking so long? And I don't know. But yeah, this poem is subconsciously heavily inspired by this situation. It's also inspired by, various situations I've helped people escape in recent months, but certainly my own current situation is the main inspiration for this poem, and I haven't shared a poem in a while, so leave your comments below. Yes. Oh, and by the way, you guys probably think like this really feminist night. And I'm tougher than I look, and prove that today. One of my coworkers is from, a rough part of Philadelphia, and we were kind of practicing a few combative moves, and he was quite impressed that, I was able to block and anticipate as well as I can, given my upbringing and my, let's just say complexion, and age. So yeah, there's my poem. Let me know what you think. I think I've rambled on long enough. It's been a long day. I need a shower, but if this situation speaks to you, seek Queen Lilith. Lilith can break your chains. Lilith can empower you to embrace what you desire, what may even be considered forbidden fruit. But as I said in another video called Lilith and the Forbidden Fruit, usually what is forbidden is also empowering, and it helps you transcend. Something should not be considered forbidden simply because it'll break the status quo. Perhaps the status quo is what is imprisoning you, making you maybe the Eight of Swords in terms of the tarot. So you must seek your own free will and seek what you desire for your life, your path, crooked if it may be, or swinging to the left, is yours to embrace. And you must ask yourself, why is it calling you? And if you seek to escape the path you're on, especially when an opportunity, a desire comes along, if you were seeking to escape that path already prior to this desire coming along, you should certainly escape it, because not only have you already longed to escape the path you're on, but you now desire something that can set you free. So that's, that's twofold. That's, I don't want to be on this path anymore, and, I want this situation to happen. At what point then do you have to question whether or not you are in chains and you are a prisoner to a status quo that you want to get out of? So the answer, it's obvious. Free will. Free will in the name of Queen Lilith. Renish Vyasa Avaj Lilith Lirach.